This is definitely something to keep in your purse or your backpack. I also have a nutsack that I carry around. I have 2 of them. This is my nutsack right here. Oh, what's going on YouTube? This is What Would Josh Do, and we're trying something a little bit different here. So today I've got my Pixel 7 Pro recording this video. I'm gonna see if it turns out any better. I may still use an external audio recorder. I may still use my old Sony camera I got in 2013, but we'll see if people like this or not. So I saw this on Amazon and I was super excited to buy them and try them out because they basically plug into your wall outlet and they give you 2 outlets instead of just 1, and you get a USB-C which can do 30 watts, so you can charge that Pixel 8 Pro or that iPhone 15 Pro Max at their full top-rated speed using that USB-C port. And also, I wanted to see if you could stack 2 of them together on the same outlet. So that's why I bought 2. But this could be pretty cool for travel because, you know, having just 1 outlet, you might only have 1 outlet because they're using the top outlet for the phone or you know, whatever. Maybe a light for your bedroom or office. Okay, so this is a little bit bigger than I expected, so more than likely you will not be able to stack 2 of these on top of each other. But, oh, that's super cool how that works. It goes like the opposite of each other. Look at that. It's almost like it's flipping you off in a way. Oh, man. All right, so to look at the data on the bottom here, this is the Anker outlet extender. Oh, yeah. I broke tradition. Here, look. No, I didn't. I fixed it. This one hasn't been opened. Anker outlet extender 5-in-1 30 watt. Model A9234. And, yeah. So there's the UPC. And it says Anker #1. They are kind of #1. Gotta, whether you like it or you hate it. So this is model A9234, 125 volts to 60 hertz, 10 amps. It can do 1150 watts maximum out of those 2 ports there, the 2 outlets. And it looks like it can do 20 volts at 1.5 amps to equal 30 watts. So that's kind of nice. You will be able to use that USB-C port to charge up like your MacBook Pro. Like mine charges at 100 watts max. So I'll be able to get 30 watts out of this, which will definitely top it off or keep it charged and not dying if I'm not maxing it out. And if I am, I'll just use one of those, you know, outlets on it, which is pretty freaking slick. So the USB-A port can do 5 volts at 2.4 amps for 12 watts maximum. And if you combine USB-C and USB-A, you will get 20 watts maximum for the USB-C port. And so 5 to 9 volts. And then you'll get 12 watts max for the USB-A port. So it says right here, output 20 watts for 5 volts to 9 volts and then plus 12. The built-in USB module supports an input voltage of 100 to 240 at 50 to 60 Anker, blah, blah, blah. And then some more stuff there. So, all right, let's stop yapping. And I wanted to rhyme, but yeah, I'm not a rhymer. So I've got this watt meter here. Basically, I'm going to turn 1 outlet into 2 outlets. All right, so I'm going to find a USB-C cable. Let's just use this little short guy. I love these things. I worked in a mechanic shop for like 2 years, so this one's a little bit gnarly. All the oil that came into contact with it, it made it not so white. But it is clean. And so here's like a... So this will be if you want to use the old iPhone. If you got a newer iPhone, you're using this guy right here. You got USB-C on one end, USB-C on the other. So, anyways, let's get to trying some stuff out. I've got this old iPhone 12 Pro Max here. And it's a little busted up, so you'll have to just ignore that. And let's plug it in, plug it in. It should be completely dead. I destroyed this screen on it. I was working on my car, and I had my Milwaukee M18 high torque driver, and the end you put the, you know, the socket on. So this is the little guy, but I literally had it like this, and it fell over, And this part right here just absolutely destroyed the screen. So don't work on your car. Well, see, look, there I go. I almost had it right there. Don't have power tools around phones because this might happen. I know for a fact that this phone can charge much faster than this, but it's pretty freaking dead. All right, well, it's not 2018 anymore. So let's move on to today's relevant device, the iPhone 15 Pro Max. So I was playing Genshin Impact on this thing, which, yeah, it absolutely destroys the battery on this thing, which is great. I needed that to happen. So let's plug in the USB-C port. Let's plug in the iPhone. And let's see what happens. Oh, nice. Very nice. We're getting freaking 30 watts out of this sucker to our 15 Pro Max here. So we're going to get a nice quick charge with this thing, which is pretty freaking awesome. Look at that. 22%, 30 watts. Very, very nice. Now we're going to be nerds, and we're going to see what's happening with that 30 watts. Okay, so we're getting 9 volts and 3 amps, essentially, which is pretty slick. That's awesome. All right, so we're going to connect the reader, another one, to this USB-A cable, and we're going to use both of them. But this time, we're going to charge the iPhone with USB-A to USB-C, which is not the ideal. Let's see if even having this connected makes a difference. Yeah, you won't want to use USB-A if you don't have to. Honestly, I would use this port for charging up like your Pixel Buds, your Apple AirPods, or maybe your game controller or your headset, something that just doesn't charge fast at all. Because 7 watts, that's so much slower than 30 watts, obviously. That's just insane. 7 goes into 30 so many different times. That's not good. You don't want to do that. Now, if you watch my YouTube short, you know that this thing can charge via PPS. Unfortunately, my battery is at 83%, so it's pretty full. So we're not going to get 30 watts, which we have gotten with every other charger we've tried that has PPS. And okay, so we are using PPS right now, 9 volts at 2.95 amps. So this charger does have PPS, which for you people that aren't nerds, what that means is your Samsung Galaxy should say super fast charging 25 watts. Well, it won't say 25 watts, but so if you have a Samsung, at the bottom you'll see super fast charging, or you'll see super fast charging 2.0. If you see 2.0, that means you're using a PPS 5 amp cable and charger. So that means you're using something like this or the official Samsung charger. If you don't see 2.0 and it just says super fast charging, that means you're using 3 amps max, which is what this cable can do. This cable can't even do more than that. It's only a 60 watt cable. And that means you're going to get the super fast charging, which is 25 watts. So that's awesome. That is freaking slick. I did not even think that this thing was going to have PPS, but it clearly does. I mean, anybody who can see can see PPS. Look at that. That's pretty awesome. So let's try connecting this and this. Okay, so now that we've connected USB-A, we're at a fixed voltage of 9 volts and 2.2 amps. So we're still charging rapidly, and we're still getting a very good speed, 9 volts and 1.4 amps. While this guy over here is not doing so hot, because USB-A is kind of bleh. Now, ideally, I would have liked to have seen 2 USB-C ports and 1 USB-A port, or no USB-A ports at all. That would have made this thing more ideal, in my opinion. And look at this. So we got some Anker 60 watt things here. We can plug that in, and we can plug this in. This is kind of crazy. So I don't really have any dead power banks, but we'll go ahead and see if any of them need topped off. Okay, sweet. So this one right here was dead. It had 1 bar. That one just is missing 1, so it's only charging at 40. But 65, 40. Now we're trying 125. Oh man, that's slick. That's awesome. I'll bet if I just disconnect this. Hold on. Let me disconnect this. Awesome. Freaking awesome. We still got these guys going at 30 and 65 because obviously we're using 65 watt chargers here, and then we're using the built-in port to charge up this phone. So if you get to a hotel room and you've got one of these, you could charge up so many things. This is pretty cool. This is awesome. Let's go ahead and definitely unbox the other one here. This is definitely something to keep in your purse or your backpack. I also have a nutsack that I carry around, and if you think I'm being perverted, it's literally a bag called nutsack. I've made a video on it. Just search "what would Josh do" in the nutsack. I have 2 of them, and oh, it sounds weird saying that. But anyways, I could have one of these in there. Which honestly, let me go get my nutsack. This is my nutsack right here, and in here I keep my tablet, I keep my power bank, and I keep a little wall charger. This is 30 watts. The cool thing about this is I can carry this now instead. And now I've got a 30 watt port, which is right here, 30 watts, 30 watts. But I'm turning one outlet into 2 more outlets, and I'm charging my device with USB-C. So I'm going to start carrying this around instead. All right. So, wow. What? Is it broken? Okay. Well, Okay, so I took the batteries out. I want to test and see. This guy weighs 39. We'll say 39. And then this guy weighs 125. So it does weigh quite a bit more, but obviously you have a lot more going on in there than you do with this. Hopefully this video helped you out, and you can make a pretty good decision on whether it's worth purchasing or not. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. Please follow me on Twitter, which is currently known as X. And also follow me on Instagram if you use that. Also, I'd love to know your feedback on whether I should keep using my Pixel 7 Pro for videos or go back to my old setup. Depending on how bad or good this audio is, I could just do like I've always done and sync up. I've had this thing for literally over 10 years. So I need to, the dog, the cats, they've chewed it. I need a new, this is original. This thing is like older than some of the people maybe watching this video. Anyways, I sync up the audio if it's bad. I'm out. I'm no more talking. Thank you for watching.